recruitment loco pilot post was concerned, a vacancy had been announced for almost 28,000 posts, but 1,264 selected candidates who have made it through the selection process and in the Northern Division and 500 in the East Coast are yet to be called in to join. So why is it that students are having to literally take up a campaign amid a pandemic where already unemployment has become such a serious crisis? To talk about this, I'm joined here on the show by Rajat Yadav. He is an aspirant himself and also the national coordinator of the Yuva Halla Bowl, which actually has been speaking out a lot on youth unemployment issues. Rajat, take us first through as far as the overall vacancies are concerned. Why does railways become such an important recruitment, in fact, ministry board?
See, basically the fact is that railway is one of the biggest recruiter in India right now. After SSC, railway is the biggest recruiter. So the fact after this particular vacancy, ALP you were talking about, this was announced in January 2018. Then the whole complete process was done after the medical and document verification was completed, and by I think December 2019. Even after that, these 1,264 candidates are still awaiting vacancies in Northern Division and 500 are waiting in Eastern Coastal Division. This is because railway right now, the senior officials, they have been saying that this is because UP government is not giving them permission to conduct training in their Kanpur. This falls under the Kanpur, the location for the training. But what they were doing, what were they doing till 2019? After 2019, they had 3-4 months before COVID struck, and even after that, they had several time when much time when the COVID was very less. It was not at peak. So, and also, UP government itself is conducting UP police training in Allahabad and other districts. Then why is UP government not allowing? Either the railway ministry is lying, or the UP government is not letting them do.
Okay. In fact, the Yuva Halla Bowl team actually went and protested, also held physical protests recently, and we saw shots of Rajat there trying to talk to some of the railway commissioners. I'll come back to Ram Tirath ji, is somebody who has also been shaping up this campaign as far as the aspirants are concerned. Let's listen into what he had to say in this video message.
आज जो मैं आवाज उठा रहा हूं मैम, वो मेरी खुद की आवाज नहीं। ये जो आवाज है, ये एक तरह से 10 लाख सिविल सर्विसेज एस्पिरेंट और 3 से 4 लाख इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज एस्पिरेंट की आवाज है। यहां पर जब हम प्रॉब्लम की बात करते हैं तो मैम IRTS, IRPS, IRAS, these 3 डिपार्टमेंट्स में रिक्रूटमेंट होता था थ्रू UPSC सिविल सर्विसेज एग्जामिनेशन, एंड इसी तरह से IRSE सिविल इंजीनियर, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर, सिग्नल इंजीनियर एंड स्टोर्स, दीज 5 डिपार्टमेंट्स के अंदर इंजीनियर्स का रिक्रूटमेंट होता था थ्रू ESE। अब 27 दिसंबर 2019 को प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो में रिलीज होता है कि ये 8 डिपार्टमेंट्स नाउ मर्ज होंगे और इनका एक तरह से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग के नाम पर इंडियन रेलवे मैनेजमेंट सर्विसेज IRMS करके एक सिंगल कैडर बनाया गया। ये 27 दिसंबर 2019 को बनाया गया और आज जो है दैट इज जुलाई 2021, और जुलाई 2021 तक अभी तक IRMS में क्या होना है, कैसे होना है, क्या सिलेबस होना है, क्या नोटिफिकेशन है, कुछ भी।
ओके, संदीप यादव आई बिलीव इज विद अस। संदीप, आपको मेरी आवाज मिल रही है? संदीप, क्या आपको मेरी आवाज मिल रही है? Okay, Rajat, tell us, when you went and met, of course, you protested on the locomotive pilot issues. What was the response like? What did the ministry say, or what did the railway division say?
See, as always, the railway officials, they are not ready to answer the question straight away. So they said that we have given a tentative date for 16th of July, but I don't think that will be any helpful for us. I would like to also draw your attention toward the other major issue, which is about the Group D and NTPC of 2019 examination. And before that, if we come to the facts about how many students had applied for that particular exam, Railway Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, just before the Lok Sabha election in January 2019, he said that Railway will generate more than 4 lakh jobs in railways within a year or so. After the elections got over, more than 2 crore 42 lakh students, more than 2 crore, I would like to draw the emphasis on this point. 2 crore 42 lakh students are still awaiting for that particular examination to start. Only the NTPC tier 1 examination has begun, and that too is incomplete right now, even after more than 2 years. This is the fact. Yuva Halla Bol has written, our President Anupam, he wrote a letter to Railway Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal requesting him to notify this exam and start the examination process. Till now, we have got no response from the government or the railways officials regarding that. We have held several other protests also outside the railway bhavan also, and the Baroda House, the Northern Railway Division head office, regarding this.
Okay. संदीप, आपको मेरी आवाज मिल रही है?
Okay, sir, I am getting. Yes, hello. Yes, ma'am, I am getting.
संदीप यादव, क्या आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? There seems to be a recurring issue. We are also trying to connect to Abhinay Sharma, who is an YouTuber and educationist who has been raising these issues. Sandeep, अगर आपको मेरी आवाज मिल रही है तो बताइए, what are the main issues that you as an aspirant are facing?
Ma'am, I as an aspirant are facing this very serious concern. First thing, the railway is the biggest organization of India. Most of the engineers are associated with Indian Railways in the past, but past from 6 to 7 years, the vacancies in the railway, especially for engineers, has been drastically dwindled as far as concerned the UPSC ESE and RRB SSE, that is senior section engineers. Here vacancy has been drastically decreased. For SSE, senior section engineers, there is no recruitment by Indian Railways since 2015. And for ESE, there has been no recruitment for engineers, for Class A officers in Indian Railways from 2020 itself. There is a gazette of Indian Railways who has withdrawn its tender for recruitment for Class A services, which were being undertaken by UPSC. There were 8 cadres, 5 were from engineering categories and 3 were from civil services categories. All 8 has been withdrawn by Indian Railways in 2020. The exact date is 9 Jan 2020. But from the date mentioned, there is no more proceeding by the Indian Railways. While we have raised this issue several times at many platforms, we are begging for it, but no one is there to hear our voice. No one is there to even listen the concern of UPSC aspirants. How much we are spending, how much we are getting, how much we bear the pain, no one understands. We are living in Delhi for preparation. We are preparing for 20 months, 30 months, 25 months for the Indian Railways vacancies, that is now which are called as IRMS, but there is no recruitment. How can you manage that Indian Railways is irresponsible for recruiting their Class A officers? This leads the Indian Railways, who is the future, you can call it director of Indian Railways, Indian Railway Board Chairman, CEO or Chairman, and the process seems like to be so much ignorant. What can you expect from our government? Should we prepare for this prestigious post, or we have to sell, or we are forced to sell the pakoda and sell whatever you say?
Okay, you stay with us. Rajat, we have an aspirant who is talking about the kind of problems that they are going through. And we know that these students who come, a lot of them from poor backgrounds, they are paying a certain amount of money for the form. But where does the chunk of the responsibility lie with? Is it really the rail ministry, the railway recruitment board today, or is it the state governments that are stalling the process?
Well, not just the central government, I would say, not just the central government. It's at state level also. Different examination students have faced different problems at state level also. If you talk about the teachers recruitment right now, Bihar, Patna, Patna. Today also there was lathi charge. There were students who were lathi charge. They were trying to meet now.
No, but in terms of the railway recruitments that we are talking about, Raja, the final thought from you today. What is the number of vacancies that you think can be actually filled up at this point in time, which is not being done?
See, all those total vacancies, those have been notified till now. Let's say the vacancies which were pending, 1.42 lakh vacancies have been notified and they are yet to be filled. And there are several others sanctioned yet vacant posts at the railway level. These vacancies need to be filled as soon as possible. We at Yuva Halla Bol has been requesting the railway minister several times. We wrote to him. We tried to even meet the other officials regarding those pending vacancies. But we have certainly, unfortunately, got no response from them right now.
नो रेस्पॉन्स येट। संदीप यादव, आपसे फाइनल जवाब चाहूंगी मैं। इससे जो है आप लोगों की एज ग्रुपिंग, एज डिफरेंस, कौन सी ऐसी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस आ जाती हैं अगर टाइम से वैकेंसीज अनाउंस नहीं हो रही हैं, या फिर अभी तक जो है जो एप्लीकेशंस नोटिफाई किए गए थे वो फिलअप नहीं हो रहे हैं?
मैम, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ, देयर मस्ट बी सम क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ इंडियन गवर्नमेंट promises and their gazette. If they had promised anything to their citizens, they must fulfill within the time limit. Or you can say there must be some deflection of their scheduled date. But what about the 20 months, 30 months? Can you imagine, ma'am? They have notified it in 2029 and we are living in 2021 July 5th. And one thing more important is that at the 5th of Jan 2020, we have appeared in ESE prelims exam. And after that, at 9th Jan, UPSC ESE has informing me that the vacancies of railway which were recruited by UPSC ESE has been withdrawn. Can you imagine? Railway has given tender for recruitment.
Okay, so it seems to be a...
Yes, ma'am. But please let me complete. Railway ne...
Right, Sandeep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sandeep Yadav, thank you for reaching out to us via Twitter, connecting to us. Raja, the final word. IRMS was supposed to be under a reorganized process, which was supposed to clear up the process, but it looks like it has turned into a mess.
This is another jumla of the government, I would say. Just as the railway minister said, they will give 4 lakhs jobs. This is another such jumla. They will now they will say this is all because of COVID. But what were they doing since 2019?
But there are several exams that have been actually postponed because of COVID. Is that not a justified argument?
Yes, it is. But these exams were notified much before COVID in 2019. Should it take a year or more than that to complete an examination? We have given a simple solution. We gave a model exam code, in which we wrote exactly how an exam can be conducted within 9 months.
Okay.
Within 9 months, from notifying this particular vacancy to end final result and joining. We have given that model exam code. We gave it to the Rail Bhavan also, officials at the Rail Bhavan also. Also, one point I would like to add, Railway, for taking particular this exam, they charge 500 rupees from each candidate.
Okay.
And from that, they had earned more than 800 crores from one particular examination.
Okay.
When we build pressure on them that why are you charging this high amount from all these unemployed students, they said that they will give 400 rupees back to them. But right till now, no such process has been initiated.
Okay. It was our attempt on People's Editor to make sure that the campaign that has been trending on Twitter also finds a voice through mainstream television platforms. We can only hope that, of course, Railway Minister Piyush Goyal is listening to these aspirants, to these young voices, and the Railway Recruitment Board can hopefully give us a little more clarity and answers as well as timelines. Appreciate Rajat Yadav as well as Sandeep for joining us on the show. Unfortunately, Abhinay couldn't be there.